I don't think I'd seen so many officers, police cars in the middle of the road.
First at 5, a dramatic chase and rescue along the Oregon coast. A man accused of holding a woman hostage. Deputies shooting and killing him while also rushing her to safety.
Incredible video there. Police say the woman was behind the wheel. The suspect was her passenger, and he'd threatened to detonate a bomb. Our Bryant Clerkley caught up with some of the witnesses.
If he came running my way, there was like 8 cops with guns. I could have been in the line of fire. I mean, just wasn't smart to stick around if I didn't have to.
Casey Felton took this video of the standoff Thursday night. Felton was heading to Tillamook when he stumbled upon the scene on Highway 101 near Pacific City. Deputies say the chase started in Lincoln County. The suspect has been identified as 44-year-old Alfred Moss from Lincoln County. He was in a gold Chrysler 300 and told police he had a bomb. And then he threatened to kill himself and a woman driving the car. Spike strips were used to stop the car. Police say Moss stayed inside and would not let the woman out. After 2 hours of negotiating, authorities say OSP SWAT engaged with the suspect. Shots were fired as the woman was being pulled from the car. Danny Maddox lives in the area and started recording on his phone.
I was caught off guard because they started shooting and then they ran up and then pulled her out of the car. And then that's when I pulled my phone out and started recording.
The chase and standoff meant parts of Highway 101 near Pacific City were jammed with traffic. The road was closed about 18 hours and investigators focused on the gold Chrysler. OSP did remove a suspected explosive device from the car.
I don't think I'd seen so many officers, police cars in the middle of the road. And anything else I've seen. And I've seen some helicopter rescues and other things. And there was so many people there armed.
The 4 Oregon State Police troopers involved were also placed on administrative leave per policy. And as far as we know, the woman who was pulled from the car is all right. Laurel.
Wow, what a scary situation. Thank you, Bryant. The Portland Public School District announced it is officially making masks optional soon. The new policy will start Monday, March 14th, a week from this Monday. From that point on, students and staff can wear masks if they want to, but it will not be mandatory. Oregon is lifting its statewide indoor mask mandate on March 12th. The Salem-Keizer district is also making masks optional on the same day.
Well, he is accused of possessing child pornography, and this afternoon, the former mayor of Beaverton pleaded not guilty in federal court. Our Maggie Vespa was listening in on that hearing. And Maggie, the FBI says it believes Denny Doyle committed this crime while he was serving as mayor.
Yeah, David, that's right. Between November of 2014 and December of 2015, and a rep for the city of Beaverton tonight saying they're, quote, shocked and disheartened. The U.S. Attorney of Oregon charged Dennis, or Denny Doyle, with 1 count of possession of child pornography, adding Doyle had, quote, digital material, including images depicting minors under 12. Investigators aren't saying much more than that. Doyle appeared virtually in federal court this afternoon. Reporters were only allowed to listen in via phone. We can't broadcast that hearing. Doyle, who served as mayor from 2009 to 2020, pleaded not guilty to the charge and accepted a court-appointed attorney. Leading up to his trial, he is ordered not to have contact with any minors without the approval of pre-trial services. That includes his own grandchildren. KGW sat down with the special agent in charge of the FBI's Portland division. We should note he couldn't comment specifically on Doyle's case.
Is this stuff more common in the community than we know, like the average Joe knows?
I'll say this, it's scary as to how much we see on a regular basis. It really is. And I say that as a dad. It scares me to see that much.
So we tried to reach out to Denny Doyle today for comment. We haven't heard back. If convicted, the former Beaverton mayor faces up to 20 years in federal prison and $250,000 in fines. And guys, his trial is set to start on May 10th. Back to you.
Thanks, Maggie. We'll stay across this one.
And now to a major drug bust this week. Authorities took more than 100,000 fake pills laced with fentanyl off the streets. Our Mike Benner is looking into this for us. And Mike, we hear this is the largest single fentanyl seizure in Oregon history.
Yeah, it is, Laurel. It's really quite remarkable. The street value of the drugs seized in this operation is approximately $4 million. Let that sink in. In the meantime, I want to show you some photos that federal agents gave us. This helps illustrate the magnitude of this drug bust That happened on Tuesday in Clackamas County. We're told local and federal officers seized about 150,000 counterfeit prescription pills containing fentanyl. They also confiscated about 20 pounds of suspected bulk fentanyl. Fentanyl, of course, is a synthetic opioid used to treat severe pain, like cancer. It is 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine. Therefore, it should never be used outside the watchful eye of a doctor. Problem is, drug dealers don't care. They're peddling fake pills laced with fentanyl. Last month, authorities caught wind of a guy bringing a large quantity of the drug from Mexico to Oregon with the intent to distribute and sell. They launched an investigation and made the bust Tuesday. Today, I spoke with the special agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations in the Pacific Northwest. Take a listen.
We are continuously out there, and we want to let these cartels know that we are after them. And as you can see, that we're identifying phone numbers, we're identifying individuals, we're identifying locations in Mexico, in other states, in other countries that we are going to continue to target through our partnerships, both domestically and internationally, to get after these guys.
All right, so in regards to this specific bust, 4 men between the ages of 27 and 36 were taken into custody. They made initial appearances in federal court yesterday. They're being held behind bars for the time being. David.
Mike Benner in the newsroom. Thank you, Mike. Well, let's take you to Ukraine now, where an attack on Europe's largest nuclear power plant is spreading fears of disaster because Russian forces shelled the plant, at one point starting a fire near the reactors. Now, the plant appears to be stable in Russian control, but with the close call with echoes of Chernobyl, it sounded the alarm around the world.
We agreed it's not only an attack on Ukraine, it's an attack on the security of Europe and on the global peace and stability.
By the grace of God, the world narrowly averted a nuclear catastrophe last night.
Wow. And an update on a proposed no-fly zone over Ukraine. Today, the NATO Secretary General ruled it out. That would have required NATO fighters to shoot down Russian jets in Ukrainian airspace and, of course, risk escalating the conflict. And as the humanitarian crisis across Ukraine becomes even more dire, one Vancouver, Washington coffee shop owner who is both Ukrainian and Russian says she wants to find a way to help however she can the families at the heart of this war.
Born in Ukraine, lived in Ukraine and in Russia.
So when Oksana Koslov, who immigrated to the U.S. at the age of 6, saw images of young and old rushing across the border and friends who fled their villages reuniting in tears, she decided her lattes could help create a lifeline.
It breaks your heart. I think you instantly put yourself in their shoes, only because if we didn't immigrate, that would have been me, that would have been my family.
The profits from each cup at Gold Cup, perhaps as valuable as the precious metal.
Hello, welcome in.
Barista Courtney Kalinichenko's husband is part of a team of 6 headed Saturday to the Polish border.
They are bringing resources, bringing hope to a lot of hopeless situations.
The funds go to Vancouver-based Kingdom Movement. Roman Treychuk, who was born in Ukraine, is the pastor.
Russia and Ukraine is a family. It's brothers. This is like a genocide. This is us killing our own people.
So he's hoping his group can lend a hand with everything from translation to toys.
We couldn't just stand by. We wanted to go and do what we can.
But our hope is really just to see humanity in all of this. We just want to see and help the people that are hurting.
Really strong words there from people who have ties on both sides of the borders there. There are upwards of 1 million Ukrainians who have fled so far. We should point out Kingdom Movement is a religious organization. They do some missionary work. Not counting today, Gold Cup tells us they've raised over $12,000, more than a few cups of coffee. And they tell me, Laurel, that today was busier than yesterday.